All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Gunmala Kapoor. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is one of the most open and investment-friendly nations. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu says Assembly elections in Union Territory to be conducted soon. BJP announces names of 14 candidates for Karnataka Assembly by-polls. Impeachment hearing against US President Donald Trump to resume today with testimony of former envoy to Ukraine. And in the Indore cricket test, India to resume their first innings at overnight score of 86 against Bangladesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India is one of the world's most open and investment-friendly nations due to its business-friendly reforms, political stability and predictable policies. Addressing the leaders' dialogue with the BRICS Business Council and the new development bank, the NDB, at Brasilia, Mr. Modi invited business leaders to invest in India. He said that BRICS economic cooperation will be strengthened only by full cooperation between the Council and the NDB, for which a partnership agreement between the two will be very useful.
भारत में निवेश के बढ़ते अवसरों और इनोवेशन के इकोसिस्टम से आप भलीभांति परिचित हैं। सन 2022 तक न्यू इंडिया के निर्माण और भारत की विकास यात्रा का हिस्सा बनने के लिए मैं आप सबको आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Earlier, addressing the plenary session of the 11th BRICS Summit, the Prime Minister lauded the successful 10 years of establishment of BRICS. The Prime Minister said that BRICS nations should think of more effective cooperation for the next 10 years and called for an efficient and outcome-driven BRICS mechanism for this. Mr. Modi said that the BRICS nations need to focus more on intra-BRICS trade and investment, as it is only 15% of the world trade. Raising concerns over the menace of terrorism, the Prime Minister said it has resulted in a loss of $1 trillion to the world economy. He appreciated the first seminar on BRICS strategies for countering terrorism and expressed the hope that such activities, along with 5 working groups on terrorism, will boost the BRICS security cooperation. After concluding his visit to Brazil last night, the Prime Minister said in a tweet that the BRICS summit in Brazil was a very productive one and the leaders had fruitful dialogues on cementing ties in trade, innovation, technology and culture. He said the focus on futuristic subjects will surely lead to deeper cooperation that will benefit the people of our respective nations. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister suggested identification of at least 5 areas for joint venture between BRICS nations before the next BRICS summit. He suggested that a roadmap for intra-BRICS trade to the tune of $500 billion may be made by BRICS Business Council by identifying the economic complementarities. He also proposed to share best practices from small and medium enterprises, harnessing the agro-tech startup network and a hackathon in India on apps working in healthcare. He urged the BRICS countries and NDB to join and strengthen the coalition for disaster-resilient infrastructure. He also proposed to hold first BRICS Water Minister meet in India. Anshman Mishra, AIR News, Brasilia.
Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu has said that Assembly elections in the Union Territory will be conducted soon. He was speaking at the attestation cum passing out parade of state police constables at Talwara, Riyasi district in Jammu division yesterday. The Lieutenant Governor appreciated the role of the police for bringing peace to Jammu and Kashmir and added that the J&K police has a major role to play during the elections in the Union Territory. He said that the J&K police have given huge sacrifices for maintaining peace and normalcy in the state. In Karnataka, the BJP has announced the names of 14 candidates for the State Assembly by-polls scheduled to be held on the 5th of December. While 13 candidates are from among the 16 former Congress and JDS MLAs who joined the party yesterday, disqualified Congress legislator from the constituency, R. Roshan Beg, has been denied a ticket from Shivaji Nagar. Former corporator M. Saravana has been given a ticket from Shivaji Nagar. The candidate for the Ranebenur constituency is yet to be announced. Meanwhile, yesterday, the JDS announced a list of 10 candidates. The Congress has released the first list of 8 candidates. A report.
As 13 disqualified MLAs fielded again in the BJP ticket, the Saffron Party now stands a chance to aim for the victory in these constituencies where it had tasted defeat in the May 2018 Assembly election. With a strength of 105 and the support of one independent, Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa needs to win at least 7 out of 15 constituencies going to by polls on December 5. Meanwhile, BJP rebel and former MLA Raju Kage formally joined the Congress, which may help the party in Belagavi area. R. Murthy, AAR News, Bengaluru.
Taking the first concrete step towards government formation in Maharashtra, a 40-point Common Minimum Program, CMP, was finalized by the Shiv Sena, the NCP and the Congress yesterday. This was prepared after a series of meetings were held between the three parties in Mumbai. Meetings were attended by Congress leaders Prithviraj Chavan, Vijay Wadatiwar and Manikrao Thakre, the NCP's Jayant Patil, Nawab Malik and Chhagan Bhujbal, and the Shiv Sena's Eknath Shinde and Subhash Desai. The state is currently under President's rule as no party could manage to form the government after the poll results came in on the 24th of last month. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Addressing the media after the meeting of the three parties, Congress leader Vijay Wadatiwar said the final draft Common Minimum Program will be sent to all the three party chiefs for approval. He said discussions regarding power sharing and government formation will proceed only after the draft is approved by all the three parties. A meeting between NCP Chief Sharad Pawar and the Congress President Sonia Gandhi is likely to be held in Delhi on Sunday. Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray may also meet Sharad Pawar on Sunday itself. Talking about the draft Common Minimum Program, former Congress Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan said it is not an election manifesto but an action plan for providing clean and transparent administration. P.T. Jain, AR News, Mumbai.
The BJP has released the third list of 15 candidates for the upcoming assembly elections in Jharkhand. Aparna Sengupta has been fielded from Nirsa, while Viranchi Narayan will fight from Bokaro. Dr. Dinesh Oraon will contest from Sisai constituency. Earlier, the party had released the names of candidates for 53 seats. The 81-member Jharkhand Assembly will go to the polls in 5 phases between the 30th of November and the 20th of December. Counting of votes will be taken up on the 23rd of December. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. The impeachment hearing against U.S. President Donald Trump will resume today with the testimony of a former envoy to the Ukraine. After the first round of the impeachment hearings in the House of Representatives, the White House made it clear its defense outline, which will be to discredit the witnesses, dismiss the accusations, and to shift the focus to the Bidens. Top White House counselor Kellyanne Conway said that the Democrats have no case against the president and that he was being treated unfairly. Trump had claimed that the impeachment inquiry against him over his dealings with the Ukraine was a witch hunt. The Italian government has declared a state of emergency for Venice after an exceptional tide surged through the churches, shops and homes, causing millions of euros worth of damage to the UNESCO city. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte said yesterday that the cabinet had approved the state of emergency and ordered the immediate release of 20 million euros in funds for the most urgent intervention in the devastated city after Tuesday's flooding, the highest in 50 years. Several museums remain closed to the public as authorities assess the extent of damage to Venice's cultural treasures, such as the St. Mark's Basilica, where water had invaded the crypt. A massive earthquake of 7.4 magnitude hit the northwest of the Maluku Islands in Indonesia. The earthquake was measured at 62 kilometers depth in the sea. The powerful quake has also triggered a tsunami alert in the region. Indonesia is situated on the Ring of Fire, an area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean which is vulnerable to frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. And back home, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said that the real obstacle to India's rise is not the barriers of the world anymore, but the dogmas of Delhi. Delivering the 4th Ramnath Goenka Memorial Lecture on the topic Beyond the Delhi Dogma, Indian Foreign Policy in a Changing World in New Delhi yesterday, the minister said that a nation that has the aspiration to become a leading power cannot be dogmatic in approaching a visibly changing global order. He said the very structure of international order is undergoing a profound transformation and cited the examples of American nationalism, the rise of China, the Brexit saga and the rebalancing of the global economy. Delhi continues to battle severe pollution for the fourth consecutive day today. The air quality index of the national capital read 464 at 5 a.m. this morning. This is more than 4 times the satisfactory level of 50 to 100. An AQI between 201 and 300 is considered poor, 301 to 400 very poor, and 401 to 500 severe. Ghaziabad, Greater Noida, Gurgaon, Faridabad and Noida are also reeling under the toxic smog. Schools will remain closed today as a thick smog is restricting most of the children indoors. Wind speed is likely to pick up tomorrow and a gradual decline in pollution is expected. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who is on a 2-day visit to Arunachal Pradesh, will today inaugurate the Siseri River Bridge on the Pasighat-Ranaghat Rowing Road in East Siang district. Mr. Singh yesterday attended the Maitri Divas celebration at the strategically important Tawang district along the Indo-China border. All India Radio Delhi will today broadcast live the inaugural function of the newly constructed auditorium of All India Radio and program of rendering of Shabad Kirtan Bani Utsav. The broadcast can be heard on Rajdhani and FM Rainbow channels from 5:55 p.m. onwards. In cricket, India will resume their first innings at the overnight score of 86-1 against Bangladesh on day 2 of the first test at Indore. Mayank Agarwal at 37 and Chiteshwar Pujara at 43 were at the crease when stumps were drawn yesterday. Earlier, India wrapped up the visitors at 150 in their first innings. Bangladesh won the toss and chose to bat first. Mashifukur Rahmin was the top scorer with 43 and Mominul Haq contributed 37. For India, Mohammad Shami took 3 wickets and Ishant Sharma, Ravichandran Ashwin and Umesh Yadav claimed 2 each. In badminton, Kidambi Srikanth entered the quarterfinals in the men's singles for the first time in 7 months, but it was curtains for H.S. Pronoy, Parapalli Kashyap and P.V. Sindhu at the Hong Kong Open. Srikanth notched up a win over compatriot Saurabh Verma in the second round. He will face Olympic champion Cheng Long Chen of China next week. While Pronoy lost to Jonathan Christie of Indonesia, Chao Ten Chen of Chinese Taipei defeated Kashyap. World champion Sindhu lost to Thailand's Busanan Ongbam Rung Phan. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Paul Thotton.
Thank you, Gunmala. The Supreme Court yesterday dismissing petitions for a CBI inquiry into the Rafale deal gets front-page coverage. The Statesman writes, in a clean chit to Narendra Modi government on the purchase of 36 Rafale jets, the Supreme Court rejected the petition and warned Rahul Gandhi to be more careful in future. In another apex court judgment, Hindustan Times reports, Supreme Court throws Sabarimala test open to more faiths, saying gender-based restrictions on the entry of women were not limited to Sabarimala, but were also prevalent in places of worship belonging to other faiths. The Times of India writes, Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu says poll process in Jammu and Kashmir to begin soon, asks cops to be ready for key role. Sri Lanka votes tomorrow for new president. All eyes on Gotabaya Rajapaksa, headlines the Indian Express. Gotabaya Rajapaksa is the younger brother of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Asian Age informs that Brazil's President Bolsonaro is to be chief guest at India's Republic Day celebrations in January. And finally, the Pioneer reports that India may again attempt soft landing on Moon next November, according to ISRO sources. And with that, it's back to you, Gunmala.
Thank you, Paul. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is one of the most open and investment-friendly nations. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu says Assembly elections in Union Territory to be conducted soon. BJP announces names of 14 candidates for Karnataka Assembly by-polls. Impeachment hearing against U.S. President Donald Trump to resume today with the testimony of former envoy to Ukraine. And in the Indore cricket test, India to resume their first innings at overnight score of 86 against Bangladesh. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.